Welcome. Do you remember those choose your own adventure books, right? The ones where you had several options. Well, can you believe what you have right now on the screen? That everything about Diomandé, this mystery, this thing about why he isn't, his signing still hasn't been made official yet. Is it because of this, because of the lawsuit from his previous agent? Or can we believe what Diomande's representation agency says, that it's all fake news on social media and so on, even though they don't specify what they're referring to, which it would be good if they did. But anyway, what do you think? Could it be about Vinicio with Arsenal? Could it be anything? Could it be... Look, Jean Diomande has like this, right? Or maybe it's not that, and during the live broadcast, they actually want to show the replacement. And it could be what Alberto Pereiro says, my colleague from the building there in Dallas. During the World Cup, we have a video with him that was a lot of fun. He says that in FIFA, there are no complaints from Diomande's former camp. People shouldn't start imagining things. Well, now let's go over this, read it, and stick with what makes the most sense to us. But be careful, this article from the newspaper, as is signed by Carlos Forjanes, it's from 8:30 in the evening this Sunday, Spain time, and it's under the supervision of Jose Felix Diaz. This whole thing is really strange, and it surprised me. Of course, I saw this and I could almost believe it, because today I had a kind of sabbatical Sunday. I didn't want to do anything after the video. Sabbatical Sunday, what a curious term, right? It could also be a Sunday, Saturday, right? Well, the thing is that I disconnected a bit from the news and all that just to spend some time forgetting about everything. And when I came back, I saw this and I thought, no, look, it makes sense. And now we'll read it and analyze it. And then I see the other thing and, well, what should I stick with, right? What should I stick with? First of all, Fran González, who until today was a Real Madrid goalkeeper. Of course, the thing is he was blocked by Courtois and so on. And so this guy needs playing time, and we've sold him to Sevilla for just 3 million and 50%. Of course, in case Madrid wants him and can get him back in the future. And if the guy does well, which I think he will. One day I did my shopping with him at Mercadona. Imagine that. Not because we went together or anything, but because I saw him at the checkout, you know? He's huge and a great goalkeeper, especially since being a Real Madrid goalkeeper is really tough. I hope so. I really do. I hope things go well for him at Sevilla. But yeah, I know what you're going to say and what we're all thinking. How do we sell him to Sevilla? We can't. How do we sell him to Sevilla? We can't. But they hate us, damn it. They've been doing it for a really long time. They haven't forgiven us for the Ramos incident, and in Valencia, they hate us because of Mihatovic. When we go there, they'll boo us again. And if Vinicius can't make it, which I hope he does, they'll just boo someone else. You know how it is. I don't need to remind you. But, well, man, and then everything they've sold to Barca, I mean, or everything Barca went there to take over, like the British did with Egypt, right? And taking everything there to the British Museum, Barca has stolen more there, stolen in quotes in Seville and in Valencia, but nothing. They just take it. Well, it goes to Barca. Well, nothing happens. Not Madrid, not Madrid. No, 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 not Madrid. I mean, of course, we sell this kid to them, but if you try to buy a kid from Sevilla who's standing out, you'll see how they react. Anyway, well, the thing is, look, the kid needed to play. Hey, Sevilla is a first division team and all, so it's going to be good for him. Let's hope he succeeds, and hopefully Madrid ends up bringing him back down the line. Well, let's talk about this Diomande thing. This is what they wrote in the newspaper AS a while ago. A lawsuit from the past is delaying the announcement of Diomande. The dispute between his former agents and the new ones over the transfer commission has reached FIFA, and it's holding up the official announcement. He might need a provisional registration. Well, what they're saying here is that on one side is Max Gradel with his company Maxidel Management, and on the other is Roc Nation, the powerful multinational owned by rapper Jay-Z. The latter are the ones currently handling Diomande's affairs, Roc Nation. But there's a lawsuit from Maxidel before FIFA for an alleged breach of contract, since it was Roc Nation that negotiated with Madrid. Maxidel is the company that last year moved the Ivorian from Leganes to Leipzig, and the dispute is not just an internal matter between companies, nor is it a minor issue. It affects this transfer between the German club and Real Madrid. According to FIFA regulations, it could directly affect the registration of the talented winger, and that's why all of this is being delayed. It's a situation that the Madrid club was unaware of and is obviously unrelated to, but they believe that eventually Real Madrid will be proven right. They will be able to sign the player. But in the meantime, they have to deal with it. The solution could be to get permission for Diomandé to receive a provisional license, while the issue involving one financial aspect of the overall deal, the question of commissions, is resolved. Because everything else is basically ready and on track. The amounts to be paid to Leipzig and how, with the documentation prepared and the new contract for the player himself with Real Madrid. But FIFA still remains. The highest governing body in world football is very strict in its regulations regarding the practices and precautions of agents and representation companies, which it tries to keep on a short leash. It has received a complaint and is studying it, according to the newspaper here. It can delay or, in extreme cases, deny the registration of a signing in its system, the famous International Transfer Certificate, the ITC, if there is an open dispute between agents over the representation rights of a player. Clubs want clarity, since paying a commission to the wrong agent can result in a penalty, of course. Now, although FIFA has the authority to do this based on labor legislation, tends to favor the player's right to work or play for their new club, even if they have unilaterally terminated their contract without paying anything to their previous club. Then, of course, a claim for damages may come through FIFA or through the courts, but that's another story. A controversial change. Diomandé is at the center of a boardroom battle. Maxidel was the one who managed the striker's move, one of his star clients, to Leipzig, and it's likely not accidental that he keeps it pinned. What does pinned mean? Well, in the first spot on his Instagram profile, well, pinned, yes, fixed. Damn, man, Spanish dude, fixed. He says it's not a coincidence that he keeps the photo of Diomandé signing the contract with the Energy Drink Club pinned in the first spot on his Instagram profile. He appears alongside Jean-Marcel Lopao, Maxidel's main agent, Leipzig itself. That's who he's dealing with, and it's the company Leipzig has authorized to negotiate with the young right-winger. On the other hand, and to move up to a bigger stage, Diomandé wanted to become one of the most prominent new faces in the Roc Nation roster a few months ago. Well established in the business with a major platform in Brazil through Federico Pena, who manages the career of Vinicius Gentric, among others. That's where the conflict arises. During his vacation, when he stayed in the United States after the World Cup, the African star visited the company's offices in New York. He was invited to a show at Yankee Stadium by Jay-Z, who had previously greeted him warmly on the field before the Brazil versus Ivory Coast match at the World Cup. And all of this was hosted by Michael Jormark, the international president of the company's international sports division. It is with Roc Nation that Real Madrid has negotiated, and for now, they are awaiting a quick resolution to this clash between agents. Diomandé himself also has to wait in Leipzig, with his mind already set on returning to the Spanish capital. Well, you read this and say, damn, it makes sense, right? I mean, this could be it. In fact, even from one point of view, just to clear up the mystery, it's reassuring because you say, hey, logically, what blame do Madrid and the kid have for this? Do you think FIFA will resolve this soon? Will they just let him play and settle it in the next few months? You say, if it takes another week, it's fine. Let him come then. But then you read this about Roc Nation. Where they say, we cannot remain indifferent when unprofessional and uninformed media publish false and harmful information just to seek attention, especially when it personally attacks our clients without any basis. The media and journalists must be held accountable for their actions. I'm not sure if this is due to the information, which could have many causes, since some say this is a Madrid account, but it's actually from Roc Nation. And hey, damn it, specify what it is, right? So people can clear up their doubts. Because it could be because of that video he made, that information from Romain Molina, where he talked about Diomande and Diomande, about some trouble here and there, without harming the kid too much. As far as I'm not sharing this with you, forgive me. This is the communication from Roc Nation. Bueno, I mean, that information from Romain Molina could be about Vinicius with Arsenal, because Roc Nation gets involved there, naturally saying they've already talked to Arsenal, etc. Or it could be because of this. It could be that. For any of the three things. So you can leave it there. Well, maybe we can still keep that information from Diario AS in mind. We can take it into account. But then, and it's someone I trust a lot, because I also know him personally, and well, he handles very good information. He always has, even before I met Pereira personally. He says FIFA received no complaints from Diomandé's previous associates. FIFA doesn't get involved in those matters or delay or block transfers. The problem is either with Leipzig or with Roc Nation, FIFA doesn't get involved. Of course, here it's not ruled out, or Pereiro doesn't rule out, that the problem is with the agency in this negotiation with Real Madrid. But this isn't something that depends on FIFA now, and FIFA isn't going to grant temporary registration. That's not going to happen that way. Look, I don't know. I don't know. I'm sharing with you here the three things I've read about the matter. I was just listening to the Cope program, El Partidazo de Cope, to see if they said anything about this, but they haven't said anything. If you do a search there, there's not much either. I mean, at least from what I've seen, the only one who has given such detailed information has been the newspaper AS. Maybe someone else has reported it too. About the matter of the previous representative and this conflict, and that it has escalated to FIFA. But anyway, it's there because we need to know what's going on with this guy. Isn't normal. It's not normal. Anyway, hey, he agreed. I mean, he granted, an interview. Damn, it's just that it's already Sunday evening and I'm a bit tired, and also I've been a bit stuffy these days. No, I'm fine, but I've been hit by a second cold just as I was getting over the first. It happens to us, right? Sometimes you get a chest cold and then a runny nose, and you think, well, what's left for me now? I don't even know if it's allergies. Damn. It's a weird thing, a really weird thing, because I'm fine. Total. Anyway, this thing about Xabi Alonso in the Athletic is the first time he talks about Madrid. He says, luckily, I don't have many scars in my career. He says he has a scar, but it's healed. Now motivated, he's ready to enjoy this new chapter at Chelsea as he did when starting in Madrid. About leaving Real Madrid, he says he focuses on the positive and what didn't work out. I've been very self-critical, thinking about what I could have done better because things didn't turn out as I expected. Because you learn from the disappointment of things that didn't work out and try to think that things will get better. Reasons for not fulfilling the contract. As for the positive side, there are many experiences. The adaptation I had to make, some things that worked and others that didn't, both in terms of the game and managing people. It's a mix of everything. In terms of the game and people management, they ask him here about his time away from coaching. He doesn't say much. He talks about Chelsea, but well, he doesn't reveal much. He doesn't give anything away about Real Madrid, but he does talk about that, about the game. Basically, it comes down to the fact that neither the style of play nor the way he managed people worked. Or the way he managed people. Anyway, January feels like a long time ago. January feels like a long time ago. And how little impact it has. This must have happened to the team. For now. That's why Mourinho came. In the end, it all comes down to Mourinho coming because without wanting to take it out on the team, and I'm sure Florentino would love to, I think that's the reason. Someone else might have already held them accountable. Mourinho is coming precisely because of that, because it's the step before really holding them accountable. I mean, look, now I'm really bringing you the guy that if you try to undermine him, if some of you in the locker room try to mess with him like before, then that's it, we're done, right? And that's basically why Mourinho is here. But I insist, January feels so far away with all the trouble we had. And now, if these bastards start scoring goals in September, we'll end up applauding them again. In the end, all we want is for Madrid to win, right? We don't need to like any player or anything. For Madrid to win, period. For them to perform and make us win. But damn, what we've been through. The season ended as it did since something similar happened to this guy's friend. Wishing you all the best. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, comment, share, and hype the video. It really helps. See you in the next one. Have a great start to the week. Bye.